Hello, everyone. Welcome to another night of Bible basketball. Hopefully, everybody's doing all right on this Monday evening. Welcome to another evening of Bible basketball where we shoot around with the Word of God. So come on in. Come on in. Let's play some ball. Let's play some ball tonight. And hopefully, everybody has begun celebrating this Black History Month as we celebrate our heritage. Our heritage includes people of all races. Like I said this morning, there were black men and women, white men and women that marched with Dr. King, that rode on those freedom buses and died, and others that were in those lunch counter sit-ins at the lunch counter. So our history is rich with much history, brave men and women. Hello to my cousin Shirley. God bless you this evening. Our history is rich with great men and women, both black and white, died, struggling, trying to make this a better world for us all. All right. So come on, let's play a little basketball. Let's play a little basketball. Yes, Yep, and we're gonna begin, I think, in the book of John. Hello, Sister Mary Harris. God bless you, Sister Mary Harris. Come on in and play some Bible basketball with us as we have a little fun with the Word of God. We're gonna have a little fun with the Word of God. Yep, we're gonna have a little fun, and today we're gonna be in the book of John. John chapter 2 talks about over there where I like it where Jesus said, "You can tear this temple down, but in 3 days I'll raise it up again." And that reminds me of Dr. Maya Angelou, who said, "Still I rise, still I rise." So we can relate that our history, the great men and women, to all of it is biblical. It was in our day and it was in the biblical times too. That's all our history. That's all our history. Even you read about King Solomon talked about him being dark, being a black man. All right. Hello to my beautiful wife coming in from, she's on YouTube. She's not on Facebook. She's on YouTube. So hello, my beautiful wife, and hello, Reverend E. Jones. God bless you, my brother. God bless you. So we about to get started with some Bible basketball. We're gonna begin in the book of John, in the second chapter of the book of John. And there's a lot in that chapter, but like I said, I like when it get down there to where Jesus told them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll raise it again." And so that's what Maya Angelou means. Still I rise. No matter what they do, still I rise. That's our history, y'all. All right, so let's go on over here to John chapter 2. Let's pull up our questions for today. Let's pull up our questions for today. All right, here we go with our questions. Here we go with our questions for today. So let's get started. Let's get ready to head down the court with our questions. So here comes our first question from the book of John, chapter 2. Here we go. John said there was a marriage feast in this city of Galilee. In what city of Galilee was there a marriage feast? A. Bethany, B. Cana, C. Jerusalem, or D. Bethesda. Which one of these cities was the marriage in? The city of Galilee. Bethany, Cana, Jerusalem, or Bethesda? A, B, C, D. Who's going to start off down the court first? Which one of these cities? And Cousin Shirley jumped up right away and said it was the city of Cana. So we headed down the court with the city of Cana. Are we in agreement, or somebody see something different? And Reverend E said it was Cana. So Cousin Shirley passed it to Reverend E with Cana. Do anybody see any other city where there was a marriage feast, a city of Galilee where there was a marriage feast? They said it was Cana. So we heading down the court with Cana. And Miss Mary stole it from them and said it was the city of Jerusalem. So down the court we go with Jerusalem. All right, she stole it the ball and she headed down the court the other way with Jerusalem. Is y'all gonna take it from her? Are y'all gonna let her have it with Jerusalem? It was the city of Galilee, and she said Jerusalem. There go my wife. She come in. The first lady said it was Cana. She stole it from her with Cana. First lady stole it from her with Cana and passed it to Cousin Shirley with Cana. Is that correct? That is correct. It was the city of Cana, which is one of the city of Galilee. That's a flying 360. Flying 360. It was the city of Cana. All right, then. Let's head on down the court with the next question. He said, how many water pots were there in that city? How many water pots were there? All right. Was it A2, B6, C10, or D12? How many water pots were there? 2, 6, 10, or 12? How many water pots were in that city here in John chapter 2 as we head down the court? Who's going to take off down the court first? Who's going to take off down the court first? And first lady popped up and said it was 6. She took off down the court with 6. But Cousin Shirley stole it from her and said it was 2. Down the court she said 2, but then she passed the ball back and said, no, I'm going to go with my cousin. It's 6. So she says 6. All right, down the court they go. The cousins, first lady and Shirley said that was 6. And there go Reverend E got in there with 6. He got in there with 6. And there go my cousin Muff and Annie Roof and Boo, all of them down there in Florida say it was 6 water pots. All right, God bless you. Good evening. 6. And first lady come back again, said it was 6. Down the court we go with 6. And Sister Mary come in there and say it was 6. All right, are we unanimous? That is correct. Flying 360. Everybody got in on that slam. That's what I call teamwork makes the dream work. And that's what we as a people need to always remember, to work together. Work together. We ain't got to work against each other. If we just work together, we can do great things. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question said, Jesus told the servants to fill the pots with this. What did Jesus tell the servants to fill the pot with? A, water, B, wine, C, oil, D, vinegar. What did Jesus tell them to fill them pots of water with? A, water, B, wine, C, oil, or D, vinegar. I gotta be careful what I'm saying, don't I? What did Jesus say? All right, that go. First lady jumped up and said water. And she passed it to Cousin Muff with water. She passed to Cousin Shirley with water. And she passed it to Reverend E. Jones with water. And he passed it to Sister Mary again with water. Is that correct? That is correct. That's another flying 360. Teamwork makes the dream work. Man, y'all dunking all over the place. Man, this is a good game. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question says, what did the servants serve from these water pots? What did the servants serve from those water pots? A, water, B, wine, C, oil, D, vinegar. What did they serve from them water pots? Water, wine, oil, or vinegar. Who gonna head on down the court with this one here? Who's gonna take off down the court? Down the court they go. What did they serve with them water pots? And that go to first lady, said they serve wine, and she passed it to her cousin Shirley. She said wine. They serve some wine. That go all them church folks saying wine. That go Reverend E said wine. That go Muff said wine. All them church folks said it was some wine in there. That goes Sister Mary Harris. All of them church folks said wine. Give us some wine. And that is correct. All right. That's another flying 360. Unanimous. We all in agreement. Teamwork makes the dream work. We as a people shall get to the promised land. We as a people, he looked down and saw we as a people. That means we got to come together. We got to stop all of this separation, fighting amongst one another, killing one another, hating one another. In heaven, there is no black. There is no white. There is no male, no female. We are one. All right. Let's head on down the court, y'all, with the next question. All right, here we go with the next question. Let's head on down the court. Next question, here we go. Next question says, the governor of the feast said to the bridegroom, the governor of the priest said to the bridegroom, what? The governor of the feast said to the bridegroom, A, this is a miracle. B, this man has a devil. C, you saved the good wine until now. D, I will toast you and your bride. What did the governor of the feast say to the bridegroom? This is a miracle. This man has a devil. You saved the good wine until now. I will toast you and your bride. All right, there go cousin Shirley jumped up and said, you saved the best for last. You saved the best for last. All right, that is true. And she passed it to Reverend E, said, you saved the best for last. You saved that good wine until now. It's been sitting on that shelf. It's been sitting on that shelf. I know what you're talking about, cousin Shirley. It's been sitting there, and you saved it until now. So down the court they go, and they pass it to Muff. And she said, you saved it until now. All right, save that good wine. That's that good wine, not that cheap stuff. That good wine. You saved that good wine until now. All right, so First Lady got in on that too. Yeah, you say that good wine. And there we go. Here comes Sister Harris, Mother Harris said that good wine. You say that good wine. Is that correct? Everybody said that's that good wine. That is correct. Another flying 360 from the team. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. That's what I call ball playing. Good ball playing. Working as a team. All right. Next question. He said, Jesus traveled to this city for the Passover. What city did Jesus travel to for Passover? A, Jerusalem. B, Bethlehem. C, Uz. D, Canaan. What city did Jesus travel to for the Passover? Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Uz, Canaan. All right, who's going to take off down the court first with this one here? And there go cousin Shirley said it was Jerusalem. So down the court we go with Jerusalem, and she passed it to Reverend E with Jerusalem. Reverend E said it was Jerusalem. Down the court they go with Jerusalem. Jesus went to Jerusalem. He passed it to my cousin Muff. Muff said it was Jerusalem where they went to for the Passover. All right, well, down to Jerusalem they go, and here come Mother Harris said it was Jerusalem. Sister Harris said it was Jerusalem. And that go to First Lady. She in there too. She said Jerusalem too. It's unanimous. Is y'all got it again? Wow, again, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work. Unanimous. Flying 360 slam dunk by this team. This team know how to do it. All right, then let's head on down the court with the next question. It said that Jesus drove the money changers from here. Where were the money changers at when Jesus drove them out of there? A, the marketplace. B, the palace, C, Egypt, or D, the temple? The temple, the church? Wow, don't think about that. I don't think so. Well, was it the marketplace, the palace in Egypt, or the temple where he drove the money changers out? First lady said it was the temple, the church. He had to drive the folks out of the church, and cousin Shirley went right along with her. They heading down the court with church, and Reverend E said it was the temple, the church. Man, that got Muff in there too. She said the church. Jesus had to drive the folks out of the church. Wait a minute, what are y'all talking about here? Are y'all all in agreement? Are we all in agreement with the church? Jesus had to drive the people out of the temple? The temple? Wow, that's something. Wow, and there goes Sister Harris. Mother Harris said a church. She had to drive them folks out of church. Is that correct? Everybody said a church. That is correct. Jesus had to drive them folks out of the church. Wow. Another flying 360. He had to drive them out of the church. Wow. Folks up in the church doing all kind of mess. He had to drive them out of there. My house supposed to be called what? Well, don't let me get ahead of myself. All right, then let's head on down the court with the next question. Jesus said, make not my house, my father's house what? I almost told it. Ooh. Jesus said, make not my father's house A, your house, B, of no value, C, a home for the wayward, or D, a house of merchandise. Jesus said, make not my father's house what? A, your house, B, of no value, C, a home for the wayward, or D, a house of merchandise. Who gonna take off down the court first on this one here? What did Jesus say? Make not my house what? What did Jesus say? First lady said house of merchandise. Y'all don't be making my house a house of merchandise. And she passed it to Reverend E. He said merchandise. And he passed it to Muff with merchandise. Don't make my house a house of merchandise. And that go Mother Harris. She said merchandise. Don't be making my house a house of merchandise. All right. All right, where's Shirley? Where my cousin Shirley at? Is you in agreement? She still checking it out? We're going to go another way. She said merchandise. Wow, y'all unanimous on that? Don't be making my house a house of merchandise, physical things, a house all about money, merchandise. All right, another flying 360. All right, all right. Don't be making this on no house of merchandise. This ain't about the things that you own. He said, Jesus said, life does not consist of the things that you own, that you possess. So don't be making my house a house of merchandise. All right, let's head on down the court with this. Let's head on down the court again with the next question. Here we go with the next question. Next question said, speaking of his body, Jesus said, destroy this temple and I will raise it up in how many days? Jesus said, destroy this temple and I will raise it up in how many days? A, 1 day, B, 2 days, C, 3 days, or D, 4 days. What did Jesus say? Destroy the temple and I'll raise it up in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. Here they go. Cousin Shirley jumped out there and took off down the court with 3 days, and she passed it to the first lady with 3 days. First lady quick on hers with 3 days, and she passed to Reverend E with 3 days. Reverend E passed it to Muff with 3 days. Wow, all of y'all big heavy hitters. There go Mother Harris at 3 days right away. Is that correct? Y'all unanimous. 3 days, another flying 360. Destroy this temple, and in 3 days, I'll raise it again. Still, I rise. And we got to remember that. As long as Jesus rise, we rise. Still, I rise. They hung him on a cross. Still, I rise. They put him in a grave. Still, I rise. And so we got to remember that death can't even hold us down. Still I rise. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question said, the Jews said, what? It took this long to build a temple. The Jews went to talking about it took this long. How long did it take? They said, what? A, 10 years, B, 20 years, C, 46 years, or D, 100 years. The Jews began to tell, gee, you talking about raiding in 3 days. It took how long to build this temple? 10 years, 20 years, 46 years, or 100 years. There go First Lady, my wife, jumped up right away and said it took 46 years to build a temple. And she passed it to Reverend E with 46, and Reverend E passed it to Muff with 46 years. Down the court they go with 46, and there go my cousin Shirley. She got in on it with 46. It took 46 to build this year and this temple, and you talking about building it in 3 days, and there go Mother Harris right in there with y'all, man. She said 46 years. Is that correct? That is correct. What are you, them Jews said, what are you talking about? Flying 360. It took 46 years to build that temple. You talking about building it in 3 days. But they ain't know what Jesus was talking about. They still talking material. But Jesus is talking about this body of his. You can tear it down, but he's the creator of this body. He can build it and restore it just as quick as he want to, because he created it. He created it. All right. So you tear it down, I build it right back up. So y'all don't worry about folks tearing stuff down, because whatever God says it's going to be. You tear it down, he'll build it right back up. Pretty soon they're going to get tired of tearing it down. All right. So that ends John 2. Let's jump over here to John chapter 4. Let's move on to John chapter 4. And John chapter 4 got us some good thing. What I like about it, I talked about it this morning, John chapter 4, where Jesus talked to his disciples about, he told them, you have entered into other men's labor. And so we need to always be grateful, because other men and women have labored. They build the bridges. So don't burn the bridge that helped you cross over. Don't burn that bridge. Other men and women helped us to be where we are today. They labor. All right. So let's head on to John chapter 4. Are you ready? Here we go. Ready or not? John chapter 4 says, a woman met Jesus by a well in what place? A woman met Jesus by a well in A, Jerusalem, B, Israel, C, Egypt, D, Samaria. Where was that woman at that met Jesus by the well? Jerusalem, Israel, Egypt, or Samaria? Who gonna head down the court first? And there go cousin Shirley said it was at Samaria where Jesus met a woman by the man. There go first lady. She passed it to the first lady. They headed down the court with Samaria. And first lady passed it to Reverend E. They down the court, he goes with Samaria. All right, are we all in agreement? Here we go with Samaria. Samaria. He was at Samaria where Jesus met where, and there go Mother Harris right in there with Samaria. And then she passed it to Muff with Samaria. Wow, unanimous. Y'all say Samaria. And that is correct. That's what I call teamwork makes a dream work. Another flying 360. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, let's get ready to head on down the court with the next question. He said, what was the name of the well? What was the name of that well where Jesus met this woman at in Samaria? That's Samaria. What was the name of that well? A, Abraham's well. B, David's well. C, Jacob's well. Or D, Adam's well. What was the name of that well? Who gonna take off down the court? Was it Abraham, David, Jacob, or Adam's well? And there go cousin Shirley took off down the court and said it was Jacob's well. Down the court she goes with Jacob's well, and she passed it to Reverend E with Jacob well. Down the court they go with Jacob's well. All right. Are we all in agreement again? Or is somebody gonna steal it or what? And there go cousin Murph. She says Jacob's well. Down the court we going with Jacob's well. Everybody here headed passing back and forth down the court with Jacob's well. Is everybody in agreement or somebody gonna steal it? Jacob's well. Down the court we go with Jacob's well. As the seconds tick on the clock, is everybody gonna go with Jacob's well? All right, there go Mother Harris. That the first lady is over there on YouTube with Jacob's Well. Is that gonna be it? Jacob's Well. Here we go. Boom. That is correct. Jacob's Well. We all in agreement again. Wow, y'all just slamming the ball all over the place. Slamming the ball all over the place with Jacob's Well. Wow, teamwork makes the dream work. Come together. Like Dr. King said, if we don't learn to live together as brothers and sisters, then we're going to die together as fools. And I sure don't want to make that happen in no kind of way. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Down the court we go with the next question. He said, Jesus asked the woman, what did Jesus ask the woman? A, for directions. B, for a drink. C, where she lived. D, for bread. What did Jesus ask that woman for? Directions, a drink, where she living, for some bread. Who gonna take off down the court first with that bread? Or who gonna take off? What did she ask for? Some water? What did she ask for? Where do you live at? What do you ask for? What's your direction? What? That go cousin Shirley jumped off and took off down the court and said Jesus asked her for a drink, and she passed it back and forth between her and the first lady for a drink. And down the court they go for a drink. All right. And they passed it to each other for a drink, and they passed to cousin Muff. They passed it to Reverend E. Man, y'all moving fast down the court. Wow, I can barely keep up. And there go Mother Hair with a drink. Wow, y'all on this one. She asked for a drink. Okay, then that's what I call unanimous. Everybody said a drink, flying 360. She asked them for a drink. Wow. All right. He asked her for a drink. Jesus asked the woman for a drink. All right, let's head down the court with the next question. Next question said Jesus told the woman if she asked, he would give her this. Jesus told the woman if she asked him, he'll give her what? If you ask, you give her what? A, hope. B, gold. C, a water pot. D, living water. Jesus told the woman if she asked him, he'll give her what? Hope, gold, a water pot, or living water. All right, that go cousin Shirley jumped up right away and said, living water. You ask me, I give you the living water. Wow. Yes, me, I give you some living water. All right, and that go the first lady. That go cousin Shirley passing to the first lady with some living water. And first lady passing it to Reverend Eve with some living water. Wow, down the court they go with that living water. Man, they moving. And Reverend E passed it to Muff with that living water. Muff passed it to Sister Harris, Mother Harris with that living water. Wow, y'all are unanimous again. Is that correct? That is correct. Living water. Jesus said, you ask me, I give you that living water. Living water. Wow, that's some great water. Living water. Wow. I want to drink some of that water too. That's that water where Revelation talking about said, come and drink from the fountain where you'll never thirst again. That's that fountain where Revelation said, come, drink freely. Come on, drink freely. That living water. All right, let's get ready to head on down the court with the next question. Here we go. Here they said this here. How many husbands had the woman had? How many husbands did that woman have? Had already had? A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5. How many husbands we had this woman? How many times she had been married? 2, 3, 4, or 5? How many husbands she had? Ooh, cousin Shirley said 5. Ooh, that woman had been through 5 husbands. Wow. And Reverend E said 7. Woo, that ain't even up there. He took it on up. Said she done had 7 husbands. Oh, he changed that right quick and said 5. All right. Mother Harris coming on in there with 5. All right. That go First Lady said 5 of them. All right, man. Down the court they go with 5. Mother Harris said 5, and Muff said 5. All right, then we're unanimous with that 5. So is that correct? Is that correct? That is correct. 5. That is correct. She had already had 5 husbands. Wow, that's what I call a slam. Y'all go head on. Y'all go head on with that flying 360, man. Y'all know what y'all dealing with. That woman had already had 5 husbands. So she was a marrying sister. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Jesus said, true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in what? Jesus said, true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in A, faith, B, hope, C, truth, D, love. Yeah, that's what you call repeating the same mistake over and over again, marrying and then got to marry again. Something ain't right. So true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in what? Faith, hope, truth, or love. All right, true worshipers, sister. All right, cousin Shirley headed down the court and said, true worshipers shall marry their father. There go First Lady said truth, and she passed it to cousin Shirley with truth, and cousin Shirley passed it to Reverend E with truth. Down the court he goes with truth, and he passed it to Muff with truth, and Muff passed it to Mother Harris with truth. True worship shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Oh man, is that correct? That is correct. Wow, y'all be on it, man. I flipped to the next question too quick. Oh, but that's a 360 there. All right, flying 360. Let's move on to the next question. I didn't hit it already. He said, when the woman went to the city, she left this. What did she leave behind when she went to the city? A, her hope. B, her sheep. C, her water pot. D, a shekel of gold. When she left Jesus there and went to the city, what did she leave behind? What did she leave behind? Her hope, her sheep, her water pot, or a shekel of gold? All right, there go cousin Shirley jumped up and right there and said a water pot. She left and ran off to the city and left her water pot, and she passed it to Reverend E. And Reverend E passed it to the First Lady with a water pot. All right, down the court they go with a water pot, and they passed it to Muff. Muff passed it to who? She still got the ball. She got to take it, that water pot down there herself, or what? Down the court she goes with water pot, and then she passed it to Sister Mary, Mother Harris. All right, with that water pot. Here we are unanimous again with the water pot. Is that correct? Yes, she was so excited. She ran off and left her water pot. Wow, come see a man. All right, another flying 360. She left that water pot after Jesus told you done had all of them, you still ain't got no husband. Done had 5, y'all said, and still ain't got no husband. In and out of marriage. Something ain't right. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question. Jesus said this here. This is what Jesus said. Jesus said, a man is not a prophet, has no honor. How? Jesus said a prophet has no honor, A, in his own country, B, among the Gentiles, C, endue him, and D, unless God bestows it. A prophet has no honor, what? How? In his own country, among the Gentiles, No honor due him, or no honor unless God bestows it. What is the answer to this? Who gonna take off down the court on this? And then Reverend E took off down the court, say, as prophet has no problem, no honor but in his own country. So Reverend E took off down the court with his own country. So down the court he goes and he passes it to Cousin Shirley with his own country, and Cousin Shirley passed it to Mother Harris. She jumped in right down, way in on that. And all right, no prophet has no honor except in his own country. There we go down the court. Is we gonna have to slam it with Mother Harris with his own country? Is somebody gonna steal it or what? Where the other ball players at? The prophet is not without honor except for where they at. And there go Muff, and there go the first lady and Muff. Here they come. Here come the first lady and cousin Muff said in his own country. And is that correct? That is a correct one. A prophet is not without honor except in his own country. And that, what is that saying to us, man? He's saying you get more trouble out of your own folks, out of kin folks, out of folks you grow up that give you more trouble than you go somewhere where folks don't know you. But amongst your own folks and kin folks, you get trouble. Jesus even said that a man's foe are those of his own household. It's just something how your own folks, kin folks, folks that supposed to be your friend, give you the most trouble. That's sad. And that's what's going on amongst our people, black people. We're just so sad how we giving each other the most trouble. And look like with other nationalities, we are so nice, but then we just hate one another. Wow, that's just so bad. We got to get it right. We got to get it right. All right, let's move on down the court. That's a flying 360 on that one. So let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question said, a nobleman came and asked Jesus to heal what? Who did that nobleman come and ask Jesus to heal? A, his son, B, his servant, C, his brother, D, his father. Who did that nobleman come and ask Jesus to heal? His son, his servant, his brother, or his father? Let's head on down the court on this one here. Who gonna take off down the court? Who did that nobleman come and ask Jesus to heal? And that go cousin Shirley said his son. He asked Jesus to heal his son. Down the court she go with son. She passed it to Reverend E. She passed it to her cousin, First Lady with son. She passed it to Reverend E with his son. He asked them to heal his son. Down the court, Reverend E goes and he passes it to Mother Harris. Down the court she goes and Mother Harris passes it to cousin Muff with son. And that is correct. That is correct. Is it or not? Yes, it is. The nobleman came and asked Jesus to heal his son. Man, flying 360s. Y'all are unanimous. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, let's head on down the court with the next question. Next question said, what hour did the fever leave him? What hour did the fever leave his son? A, the second hour, B, the third hour, C, the fifth hour, or D, the seventh hour? What hour did the fever leave his son? Second, third, fifth, or seventh? Who gonna come on down the court with that one right away? What hour did the fever leave? What hour? All right, who gonna take off down the court on that? Was it the second hour, third hour, fifth hour, or seventh hour? And there go the first lady jumped out right away and said it was the seventh hour. Down the court she goes with the seventh hour, and she passed it to Muff with the seventh hour. Down the court they go with the seventh hour, and Muff passed it to Mother Harris with the seventh hour. Down the court they go with the seventh hour. Is that correct? Where my other big ball players at? Where them heavy hitters at with that seventh hour? And that come cousin Shirley in there with the seventh hour. All right, where the other heavy hitter at? Where me at? Where he at? with that 7th hour? Is he thinking about it? Maybe he gonna steal it and go back the other way with something else. Was it the 7th hour, the sixth, fifth, or what? And there go Reverend East at the 7th hour, and is that correct? That is correct. Flying 360, unanimous. Flying 360. It was that 7th hour that his son was healed. And so they knew then that it was when Jesus had spoken. So that concludes our Bible basketball for tonight. And let's be sure to all celebrate Black history in some way. We can gather, as I was gathering from the Bible. That's our history. We can gather our Black history from the Bible. Just like Jesus said to those disciples we read, where he said, you have entered into other men's labor. So, yes, other men, black men, white men, black women, white women, others labored for us to be here where we are today. Black and white folks died on those freedom buses. Black and white folks marched with Dr. King. That's the labor of others that we have entered in. And then you heard him and tell them old Jews over there, said, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll raise it again. That's what Maya Angelou was saying. Still we rise. Yes, they trying to destroy us. Yes, they trying to keep us down. Yes, they even want to kill us. But even if they kill us, still I rise. Still I rise. All right, y'all have a good evening, and always remember to keep God first. Thank you all for playing basketball with us tonight. Have a good evening and keep God first. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. All right. All right. Have a good evening, everybody. All right. God bless you.